Hi guys, it's Gentle Nem back again, good to see you, and I want to do an EA wish list for pro clubs. I want to say, so obviously I'm not going to talk about the beta, I'm not going to talk about my opinions on the beta or anything like that, because we're not supposed to. It's a closed beta, it's not the completed game. But I'm going to talk about the wish list products and things that I want on the game that are not already there. Let's start with substitutes. Now, literally for about four or five seasons of pro clubs now, people have been talking about, wouldn't it be fantastic to have a feature where you could go into the club, they've already started a game, or you're on the bench and they've already started a game with a first 11 and someone drops out or someone wants to leave or whatever, and they can be subbed in depending on the time of the game. I think that's a fantastic feature. I don't know how complicated it would be with the coding and the framework of the game, but we've been asking for that for a very long time. So I'm sure if they worked on it from when the main pro clubs community started asking about it, we'd have it, no? I don't know. But substitutes, definitely, that's something that I'd like them to integrate into the game. From experience of FIFA 21, pro clubs has been an absolute nightmare when it comes to shooting from long range. I love the fact that they've nerfed it from the previous FIFAs, but they've nerfed it too much. Every time they touch something, it feels like they go to one extreme to the other extreme. So for example, I hope to God that you can score more often, but not too much from distance if you've taken the correct shot at the correct time with the correct space. So shooting. Jumping into midfield, it's always been an issue with ratings, especially if you play in a midfield position. I know that they slightly fixed the cam rating, but cam, centre forward, LCM, RCM, CM, all these positions are much harder to have a consistent rating, even if you are staying in position and playing what that position would be in real life. Those positions in particular are more free roam naturally in the real world of football, so you'd expect them to be a little bit more consistent with their ratings. So just ratings, and that could be for other positions, but I only know about those positions because predominantly I play those positions. I want to talk about auto blocks. Auto blocks have been a massive feature of FIFA 21. They were nerfed really badly on the previous features, and now AI defenders, bot defenders, whatever you want to call them, or pro defenders have an ability to auto block pretty much everything. Now, I do want them to nerf it, but I don't want them to nerf it to the extreme, just like what I was talking about previously, whereas the player blocks nothing. I want them to nerf it to a degree to make it so it's a little bit more playable. I suppose that's what I mean. And talking about AIs, obviously a lot of people play pro clubs and they play small man. Small man meaning that they play with less players than an 11. So they're giving bot defenders or bot positions, the bot filling the positions that are not taken by the actual real players, yeah? It's so inconsistent, it's unbelievable. You can come against a two-man opposition where nine players on the pitch are bots, and the bots can outplay you. Where you can have a six-man and the bots are not unplayable, but the opposite. They are literally stupid. They don't have a clue what they're doing. They're not attacking the ball. They're standing back. And this has got nothing to do with tactics. The bots are so inconsistent, especially depending on how many players fill the rest of the spots. That's not okay. EA, we're not looking for you to intervene by making it easier for a two-man or a three-man or a four-man. The bot should be the same skill level and ability consistently, irrelevant of how many other players are filled by pro players or pro clubs players. And then that brings me to a slightly controversial subject when it comes down to microtransactions. I do believe that EA will spend a lot more time building and completing the pro club section and putting a lot more effort into the pro club section if there were microtransactions. That's the dark, honest truth. The game mode has to make money. As long as they bring in microtransactions to things that are visual, so maybe new boots, new customizable styles, things like that, I would actually welcome it for the sheer fact that it would bring more money into the pro clubs producers and game developers. But do not bring in anything that enhances that pro ability, because then yet again you're messing with the game and the person with more money wins. That's not something that we want to ever touch pro clubs. Universally, I do think that we can all agree that pro clubs has grown, but there's so many more features on the most fun game mode that they can enhance on. Pro clubs definitely is the future if they do it right, if they listen to our feedback as well. Actually, I don't know why. I've never actually tried to call like an EA representative to leave feedback. Let me give it a go. Yeah, I think we're going to be here a while.